What's up, my G's? I go by the name of Grimcredible, and welcome to my Dragon Quest journey, a series where I explore the world and stories of the Dragon Quest games. Dragon Quest is an RPG series I've had my eyes on for years, and I was really excited when I saw the trailer for the new Dragon Quest anime announced at Jump Festa in Japan. This gives me the perfect opportunity to get myself ready for it and learn as much as I could about the Dragon Quest series, starting with the first trilogy. Now I know the Dragon Quest anime is based off the Dragon Quest The Adventures of Dai manga, but the trilogy is where the franchise began, so it's only right that we start there. This is finally my chance to dig into my little treasure box and admire these hidden gems, so let's jump right in. Dragon Quest I first came out in 1986 for the Famicom in Japan, and it was the first RPG of the third generation home consoles. Those consoles were the Nintendo Family Computer that was remodeled and sold in the US as the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Sega Master System, as well as the Atari 7800. As the first RPG to shape the modern JRPG, Dragon Quest I was considered a turning point for the RPG genre. Its graphics were very basic, and the characters only faced one direction. The game was also very grind heavy, and to talk to NPCs or open doors you had to go through a menu. It made things very tedious. But in Japan, the game was a huge success. It was created by Yuji Horii and published by Square Enix. Akira Toriyama, who was the genius behind Dragon Ball, designed the characters and the monsters, and the music was composed by Koichi Sugiyama. Following its success in Japan, in 1989 it made its way to the United States under the new name Dragon Warrior for the NES, while in Japan, Dragon Quest III was already out and also really successful. In 2000, Dragon Quest I and II were released as a combo for the Game Boy Color, with upgraded graphics as well as quality of life upgrades. It was a lot less grind heavy, and for a game like Dragon Quest, I think that was a good choice on their part. As I mentioned before, in the NES version, you needed to go through a menu whenever you wanted to talk to somebody or open a door, and in the Game Boy Color version, you had an action button which made things a lot less tedious. The remake also came out for the Super Famicom in Japan, only it was never officially translated. After all the research, it was time to play the game, and I decided to use the Super Famicom version with the Japanese translation. I told myself I would play the game with as little help from walkthroughs as possible. I started it up and I can instantly feel the retro vibes. The game tells you to choose a name for the hero, and after choosing a name, the game throws you right into the throne room of Tantegel Castle. There you find yourself talking to King Lorik, the king of Tantegel Castle. He is asking you, the descendant of Erdrick, to defeat the Dragon Lord at Shala Castle, and reclaim the Ball of Light to restore light to Alefgard. Erdrick was the legendary hero who used the Ball of Light to defeat an evil creature who brought darkness to Alefgard. He left the Ball of Light to the king, and that kept the lands in peace until now. A guard also tells you about Lady Laura, who was kidnapped by a dragon and is being held inside of a cave, so it's your job to save Lady Laura, defeat the Dragon Lord, and retrieve the Ball of Light. After leaving the castle, the hero travels to a cave where he finds a gravestone with a message from Erdrick, the legendary warrior. The message says that there are 3 items necessary to cross to the island where Shala Castle is. He collected the items and defeated the evil creature. He then entrusted those items to 3 wise men, and their descendants are now protecting them and are awaiting your arrival. Once the hero gains that information, he embarks on a journey to find those items and makes his way to the Dragon Lord. The hero saves Lady Laura from the dragon in Quagmire Cave and collects the 3 items. He uses the items to create a rainbow bridge to cross over to the evil island that housed the Dragon Lord's castle. There he defeats the Dragon Lord and retrieves the Ball of Light. He returns to the king and gives him the Ball of Light, restoring light to Alefgard. King Lorik offers the hero his kingdom as a reward, and the hero turns down the offer and instead wishes to find his own kingdom. Accompanied by Lady Laura, the hero then sets off in search of a new land. It's a pretty simple story, but still very entertaining. All in all, the game was pretty fun. It took me about 8 hours to complete, mostly due to all of the grinding it takes, but that was pretty fun for me. The battle system was pretty straightforward and it was pretty flat, but it made the grinding easier to bear with. There was only a handful of spells, and I pretty much only used one in battle, and that was the heal spell. I did use the light spell when I was in caves, or the return spell when I wanted to leave a cave, but besides that, the heal spell was my best friend. The game is pretty much open world, and the only thing getting in the way of exploring was the need to grind and get better equipment. I did get stuck on some parts and ended up using the walkthrough. I still felt a sense of accomplishment when I finished the game, and it got me really wanting to keep on with the series. It reminded me of the games I used to make when I used RPG Maker, but that's a good thing because me and my brothers used to spend hours making our own games. My brother actually makes his own games till this day, and one day I'll make a video on some of them. I'm sure you guys will like them. I'm excited to see what else the Dragon Quest franchise has to offer, and with the Dragon Quest anime coming out in fall, that gives me a little more than a handful of months to read the manga and play the games. I hope you guys will continue to join me on my journey. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button down below, and don't forget to drop a comment. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time with the next Dragon Quest video. Thank you guys.